Good evening, this is Glenn Wilds from Ftt201. This is for Firearm Fit and Finish. This is for the week 7 practical application, which is the Hydro Dipping project. Up next, we will do the unboxing. All right, as you see, this is from hydrodip.com. This is the box that SDI sends you, and this is what you get in your kit. Oops, sorry. All right, so you get your base coat color. For this, it's going to be I don't know, baby puke tan. There's an Hydro Dip activator. This is for the film, and this is a clear coat. This is the film. Make sure that you're keeping it in your package till you're ready to use it, and when you're not using it, tape up the end, because it will absorb water and moisture from the atmosphere. Also comes with a tack cloth for cleaning. This is degreasing wipes, easy wipes. A pack of rubber gloves, a paintbrush, and Scotch-Brite for when you're scuffing it up. I want to take mention that you're also going to need masking tape. You're also going to need probably more gloves than just 2. I also have wire hangers to hang the part for painting the base coat, and also for drying. You're going to need a tub with water and a couple other things. We'll mention them as we go. So I am doing, these are frames for the Beretta APX. These are not the actual lower receiver. They have a drop-in lower receiver that's serialized. This is not the serialized part. Just fair warning, this is not a firearm. This is just a piece of plastic. So I am going to try to hydro dip this because I think it might look cool, and I've got several of them for my APX. So first thing we got to do is scuff it up. Actually, besides scuffing it up, I had already sprayed it down with degreaser. It was brand new, still in the wrapper, so there is no grease in it, but and it's never even been used. But I did spray this down with degreaser. By the way, these are also, this is polymer, so you're not going to see a whole lot on there. You might see it if you look real close, but this is scuffing out. I can feel it. When I'm done, I'm going to degrease it again and wipe it down, probably with that wipes that comes with the kit. I fully scuffed it off the whole thing with scratch pad, and now we're going to use the degreasing easy wipes for doing the prep. Which is, it feels like a Gojo wipe. The one, or like the Tubbo towels. That's what it feels like. It's got abrasion in it, so it's going to also help take off whatever piece, and it's also going to help remove the dust and again degrease it if there's any grease on it from my hands or whatnot. Actually, I wonder, I'm going to hold it this way, and then when I come back, I'm actually going to insert something in it, start holding it with a stick, just in case there's grease on my hands or something like that. It's actually a thought I just had. I've seen a lot of people that are doing these or having issues with bubbling and things like that, and maybe it's, you know, something as simple as, you know, the grease from your hands or whatnot when you're working on it. Maybe that's why I should have my gloves on now. I don't know. These are all random thoughts that goes through my head as I work. All right, I'm going to let this dry. The next thing you're going to see is me outside painting it. I don't have it inside booth paint with, and it's bad enough that I work on the enclosed porch to do this because I know the activator stinks. It is well elevated, it is well ventilated, and I will have a mask on when I go to do it. All right. So unfortunately, the first coat, I did not hit the record button correctly, but I've done one coat and I'm about to do a second coat. All right, stop turning. By the way, I don't have a respirator on because the wind's going that way, so I'm completely fine. So before I do the next coat, I wanted to mention something. This paint is absolutely horrible. The paint is spraying up around the nozzle. As you see on my next finger, as you see on my hand, it is getting all on my hand, and it's kind of dripping as I'm painting. So you're about to see me do, this will be the third coat. I'm gonna do one more after this before we do the Hydro Dip. That's still. I don't really think it really needs 4 coats, but we're gonna do it anyway, just to make sure it's got an even coverage on it. Like I said before, the wind is blowing directly away from me and I'm in the dark. I again screwed up making the 4th coat, but I have it sitting here. We're gonna leave it sitting here probably till tomorrow to let this fully cure and dry before we go ahead and do the hydro dipping. All right, so this is actually 2 days later because I ended up getting thing done with my knee and I was just completely down. So this is nicely cured on here. I know that there's a little bit of dark through it, but I'm okay with that, especially with this pattern. I think it's gonna look just fine. This ended up getting 4 coats and everything works still fine. I know that when I do this, I'm gonna have to cut around that, I think. Maybe not, we'll see. Everything else is completely out of here. We got a little bit of overspray in here. I'm not gonna be real worried about that because, like I said, there's an insert and I'm actually gonna hold this with this when I put it in. But next thing we gotta do, set up our paper for our application. Now, we are going to lay this out. Pull that out. And I figure I'm gonna put this in this kind of motion into the water. We're gonna cut this, get this prepped before we fill that with warm water. You need bathtub level water, like high 80s, 90s. Should be good then. So I'm not gonna fill that up until right before I'm ready to do it. But I've done a lot of research on this. A lot of people say tape, a lot of people say don't tape. This is my first try. I think I'm going to maybe tape, but also then cut reliefs in it. So when it expands, the tape's not holding it where it can't expand. It'll let it expand and then contract again before, you know, in the amount of time before I go to put this in. All right, and I don't know if I'm just gonna hold it. I think I'm just gonna hold it and kind of dip it in. I think I'm gonna put a piece of tape over this so it doesn't rip a hole in the piece before it starts to wrap around. All right, I'll be right back. Quick thing that I wanted to mention is they say to wet your fingers, and you're gonna touch this in the corner you're not gonna be using, and whatever side sticks to your finger, that's the side you put up in the water. Just a quick tip. I just wanted to add that in here. Actually, I've thought about it. I'm only going to do one piece of tape, primarily because the tape that I have is like 3 years old, because the last time we used it was like when I redid the bathroom, and that was like 4 years ago. But and it's good tape, but it just keeps coming off in pieces, so we're not going to do that. But what I did do is I started making slices, and we're going to slice around all the edges to give relief. So when we lay it in there, it's gonna spread out because it's gonna hydrate, and then it'll contract, and this way it's got wiggle room. All right, our piece is ready. I'm gonna put that to the side. I got my activator out and shook this up. I'm gonna go get my wife to help me out bring water out that's nice and hot, and then we're gonna put that in, put the timer on, activate it, and then dip it all in one shot. All right, be right back. All right, we're gonna try to do this in one go. I have a timer. You can't see it, but it's off screen. I have the water's probably 85, 90-ish. Might be a little bit warm, but we're gonna try it. Okay, here we go. There's the expanse. Wow. You got one piece that kind of rolled over, but I don't want to touch it. There is a bubble over here, but that's okay, because I think where I want to go in is going to be right like this. I'm gonna kind of go in. There's supposed to be a 30-degree angle. There's all kinds of angles in this thing. So as soon as that counter counts down, we're gonna put it in. I think we're gonna put it in this way. Yeah. I think that's gonna give some cool patterns on either side. We stretched it out and we were looking at it, and at one point, one of the parts, I think it might have got cut off. My wife thought there was like a butterfly in it. I think it's just like a random splotch camouflage. It's not the prettiest. There's not really good orientation to it. So we're just gonna wing it and see how it goes. We got 30 seconds, and then we can put this in there. Now we're gonna put this in at 30 degrees somehow. I'm gonna slowly put it in there, try to keep it from getting any kind of air bubbles, things like that. I really hope that like the fine details really still show up. I've never hydro dipped. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Take in, pull. That does not look right at all. Actually, I'm going to take this off if I can. That did not come out right at all. One piece came on. That did not come right out. I think this water's too hot. I'm gonna go try to find a thermometer. We're gonna leave that one piece on there. It's on there pretty good. I actually ripped my glove, but that was weird. I'm gonna dry this off. I'm gonna try to fish all this junk out of here. Stop. Yeah, I think it's too hot. I think that's the only thing I could think of. Yeah. I only put my hand in there. My wife said that it was probably 90 degrees, but man, she's got it pretty warm. So we're gonna try this again. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did two major things wrong, and I realized that after sitting there and thinking about it, drying everything off, and putting on a new set of gloves right now. For one, the water was too hot. Number two, being excited to do something new, I failed to spray the activator. So that's why it didn't stick to the pistol receiver. So we're going to try this again. Okay, so I failed. The first time I failed. And I figured out exactly why. For one, the water was way too hot. Number two, this was fine. What I forgot to do, I forgot to spray the activator. So we're gonna do this again from the top. All right, I have my new piece of film ready. We're gonna put that in the water. This time, hopefully not have it roll like last time. That's pretty good. We're gonna start the timer again. Hydration and expansion. We have a little bit of a wrinkle there, right there. But we're gonna roll with it. It's already trying to fix itself. Yeah, I can't believe it got the activator. We'll see how this one goes. I think I'm gonna put it in right like this. Get these stripes kind of going up and down. The alarm's about to go off, so we'll spray her down and we'll dip her. It definitely got on this time. Oh, and it looks nice. We will see. We will see. Oh, yeah. Looks like somebody puked on my gun. All right, we are going to move into the kitchen quick to rinse this off with some cool water for a minute or so, and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, so the aftermath. So I think for what it is, it looks pretty good. There seems to be some kind of like blotching in it. I don't know if that was part of the pattern or if that was an issue. Now, this here is from the first try. I tried to clean it off and I did scratch the paint. So that is for me. That's a blunder on my part. This is the only spot I really saw that it didn't get coated, which I think it's going to be okay because it kind of still blends in and it's inside the bigger pocket there. I'm going to let this dry for at least an hour before I go and take that back outside and put the clear coat on it. See when I'm spray painting the clear coat. That does not quite work right. Seems to be a common thread with this company. Interesting. All right, we're gonna let that sit and cure at least overnight, and then we'll see you in the morning.
All right, boys, here we are now 4 days into the endeavor, and this is the outcome. This is another one of the frames. Like I said, they come in all different colors. Did not have one anything like this. There are some kind of blotches. Like I said, I don't know if that's part of the outcome. This ended up getting 2 coats of clear coat. And the crazy thing is, like, everything works completely fine. There seems to be no fitment issues. The only thing I did have to clean was this small hole. When I went to put the back pin in, it was a little tight. So I just cleaned it out with a little bit of a round file. But other than that, that's it.